Hey guys, it's Sunday, another day where I won't go to the studio. Like still my brain is mushy, I don't feel inspired. I've been working so much on the new album, making tracks in the studio 24/7 the past 1.5 months. And it's like, it's super sunny outside. And you know, sometimes taking breaks makes you more productive and at the end you achieve more than just working. I still have to remind myself often to follow this kind of, but trying my best.
You are my ecstasy.
I sometimes actually forget how beautiful the city actually is. In a lot of the worldwide city rankings, Düsseldorf is actually among usually the top 10. I mean, they're probably nicer cities, so I don't agree fully, but it's a cool city. It's like, I just love it. It's my hometown. And this right here is like the most famous coffee and cake place in town, maybe in the entirety of Germany. Like there are all of the celebrities, but usually mostly older people go here. So we're done with the old people stuff. Before we do the exciting stuff, let's do a quick Q&A because it's just like walking around with these two. Yes, I know, I said no studio, but I just really quick have to pick something up. That's at least what I told Vanessa. I have this idea in my head, like I hummed a melody and I just want to try it out. I just have to, like, otherwise it's lost. But let's start with the Q&A. How to build an online presence as a DJ? I would say go with social media, post every day something that is interesting to your fan base. And as a musician, as a DJ, usually your fan base comes from your music, so you don't actually have to do that much because that's like your promotion. You make good music that people love and then they want to know who you are and listen to your other songs. Spending money, I can't recommend, at least not at the beginning. How much headroom do you leave in your songs for mastering? I usually personally leave like 3-4 dB, but anything will work as long as it's not clipping. And don't make it more than 6 or 10 dB because then you might just lose a little bit of quality, but like as long as it's not clipping, it's fine. How do you deal with GDPR as a label owner or a self-employed musician? Get a lawyer? Not really. As a small company below 10 employees, there is not much you have to do. Like just your website has to state a couple of things. You get that done once and that's then pretty much it. If you're a bigger company, you have to get a special lawyer that is trained just in this kind of stuff. Which kind of style will be hot this summer? I think something like we will still have a bit of tropical house. It just always fits the summer, but maybe with an even bigger Caribbean kind of influence. The drums will still be trap based probably, but I don't actually know. Maybe someone does something entirely different and then everyone is copying us because he's successful with it. That's usually how it goes. How long does it take for Spotify to send payments to the distributor companies like CD Baby and Lander? It takes, I don't know, I think it's instant, like almost instant. They track all of the stats in real time, that's no problem. And you should get it either monthly or every quarter. How much do labels pay? Only 10 to 20%? This really depends on the label. A major label, yes, they sometimes only pay 18%. That's like the percentage you got back in the days where you still had to press CDs, vinyls, and all this kind of stuff. There I could kind of understand it because it was a huge risk for the label to pay for all this kind of stuff and get it into all of the stores. But nowadays with digital distribution, I think it should be a fair 50-50 split. And that's also what all indie labels do. But some of the majors, they still send out 18% contracts. It's then really all about evaluating if the promotion they do for you is actually worth that much, that just 18% is more than 50 from an indie. But I think nowadays the majors are less and less influential. How do you keep a label running and how to make profit with it? This is also a tough one, very complex one. But in a nutshell, you need extremely, extremely good songs. That's your key. If you get good songs by good artists and artists that deliver not only one good song, that deliver actually multiple songs per year, because you build up those artists, and those artists will in the future make sure that you get more because you help them to grow and every release will be better. So yeah, definitely having good artists, good songs, and steady releases and not stopping is actually the key. The money and the fame and fans and blah, this will all follow if you just do this for at least like 3 years. Some gigs during the summer. I'm not playing gigs at the moment. If you haven't noticed, no gigs at all. I used to have a residency here in the city every month and like here and there a gig, but I want to focus fully on the album. Once the album is done and I know where I want to release it, I will start touring as much as I can. What could go wrong with the album now? That's a tricky question. What could go wrong? I don't know. Actually, the only things that could go wrong are like my responsibility. I now just have to finish it. I got all of the contracts. I got all of the vocals in their final states. I just have to finish the song. So I hope nothing will go wrong and I hope I won't screw up. I think the factor that will probably slow me down the most is once I got all of them finished, like rechecking all of the songs, making sure they're perfect, no mistakes in there, and also checking that the styles among those tracks like make like an album actually. This will be like the toughest part. Does your label release only vocal music or would you also release a high quality instrumental? No, we just make vocal music, vocal house, deep house, future bass kind of stuff. So if you have any demos you want to send to us, there's a link down below in the description. We will definitely 100% check it out. We do like a demo listening session every week. And if you have like a high quality instrumental, also send it over. We have a couple of singers, songwriters we work together with closely. We might be able to get you connected. How can I take my mixes to a pro level? Also tricky one. I could like talk about this for an entire year. It will just take a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of training. It's the same question like how do we become a fast runner? The answer will be a lot of training and like learning certain techniques. But I think after 1 or 2 years, you know most of the techniques and then it's all about training. That's also why your songs at the beginning are shitty and later on kind of okay and then they get really, really good. So you have to train, you have to make music, watching tutorials, videos online, going outside, hanging out with friends, smoking pot, whatever. This doesn't make your mixes sound better. You have to sit in your studio and just train mixing, train making songs, learn music theory. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it and all of it is very time consuming. It's not like Photoshop where you just sit at home, have your laptop on your lap and you just like watch TV and do a little bit here, color, whatever. It doesn't work. Music, it will take 100% of your focus. So from all of the art kind of things you could do in new media, I think music is by far the hardest and also the like it consumes you the most. So yeah, just train a lot. Just don't give up. Okay, I get a lot of messages asking me about that huge superstar top 100 DJ that wants to release one of my songs as his own. I can't tell you who it is because I promise that I won't tell anyone. And some say in the comments I'm stupid talking openly about it in the vlog because you could then figure out who it is. But I'm actually leaning towards either like really selling the track so that no one will actually ever know, or not doing the deal at all, like putting my name on there as well. I don't know about that. Wow. You missed something cool. Like a huge truck, dropped a lot of wood, like, you know? Yeah, this entire deal really depends on how much I would actually get, because my price is pretty high because I actually don't want to do it. So usually when I don't want to do something, this is also whenever I have to play a gig somewhere I don't want to play a gig. Let's say someone asked me to play a wedding, I would tell them like 5 times the price that I would or usually take, or someone else would usually take, just to get rid of them. And if they still then say yes, then you at least get 4 or 5 times more. So whenever you don't want to take a job, someone asks you for a price, just like increase it by 5 times. Last question for today. Is it still worth producing an album in 2019? My general quick answer would be no, it's not. Just look at what Calvin Harris is doing. For the past half year, he didn't release an album, and every single release of his got to #1. I think he got 10 in a row, which is insane. I also mentioned it a couple of times, like my album is more about the creative process here in the studio, making like a bunch of tracks all in once and like thinking of them together as like a complete work. But I might actually not release them as a whole. I don't think I will find a label actually where all of them will actually fit, and it's very risky. If that one label screws you, like the entire album is screwed, and that's way, way, way too risky. There is way too much effort and time going into this album project. But yeah, working really, really quick, because I promised I will just pick something up, and then dinner, and then saying bye to Judith. She's like with us today, visiting us, and her little dog, which is really, really cute. Yeah. Maybe a dog one day.